get up, get up, get up.
Wow, what a series. The Subway Series is over. The boys are buzzing in the stadium for both of these games. And I mean, the atmosphere was unbelievable. The games were unbelievable, start to finish, exciting. I mean, these games were some of the best Mets-Yankee games I can remember in a long time, especially because the Mets end up winning both of them, sweeping the Subway Series at Citi Field in Queens. We're going to talk about every single game. We're going to briefly talk about Game 2 at the beginning just because, I mean, James,
insane.
It was insane, right?
It was this atmosphere. It felt like the playoffs. This was probably the most intense Mets game in person I've been to in a decade.
I mean, even like Pete Alonso, they were talking about after Game 1, he was saying that
Playoffs.
He felt like he was playing in a playoff
Escobar,
game.
too.
Yeah, because Pete has never played in a playoff game.
Yeah.
And he was like, this has got to be what it feels like, and he can't wait. The atmosphere was insane from the start of every single game, and the way that Game 2 ended with the walk-off hit, I mean, that was one of the loudest roars I've heard in a long time. And keep in mind, there are plenty of Yankee fans at the stadium, too. Like
30%?
Yeah, it's really easy for them to get a ticket. I mean, just like anybody can. You can go on any website and buy one. But the Mets fans showed up. They were rowdy. And I think they really did make a difference in this series.
Like the Mets fans made a difference?
I think so.
I think so. This team seems to play up to the fans and whatnot. And this is like that beginning taste that we guys were telling you about in the second half preview. Like, this is what it's all about. Like, this is why you root for a team. This is why you get so excited to come to a ballpark for a game like this. Like, this is the atmosphere you strive for. And these were good baseball games between two good baseball teams. And that's the last good thing I'll say about the Yankees, because we just swept them.
Yeah, we just swept it. That's a high five. That's a high five, no doubt. I mean, like, you can hear it in our voices a little hoarse, a little raspy.
The screaming.
Yeah, because the boys were yelling. Let's go ahead and just do our quick little shtick before we really get diving into these games. If you guys are not yet following us on all our social media, make sure you are at MetsUp, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're looking for the YouTube video, it's going to be on the New York Mets YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe over there so you don't miss out on those episodes YouTube-wise. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you find them, you'll be able to listen to us. Drop us a rating, drop us a review. We do see them. We appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to the feed as well as download the episodes. It really does help us out. Just crazy, right?
Such fun games. Like, being at the ballpark both of these days was ridiculous.
I mean, like, in all honesty, these games are significantly less meaningful in the terms of the season.
It's an interleague game in July.
Yeah, for the like Braves, Phillies, even like a Marlins game, even playing the Cardinals or the Padres, like those games actually mean more because we are actually competing with those teams. But there is something special that I feel like, is there any other rivalry in baseball that is like a crosstown rivalry that feels this way? I don't know.
A's Giants.
Yeah, but like the A's...
Back in the day, I guess it was more so than it is now. They did play in that World Series in the 80s, sometime around then, early 90s.
So,
whatever. But this still has just this whole like New York animosity that doesn't go away, because both fan bases and both teams have such an identity. They have for such a long time. Like, the Mets are like blue collar, probably a little more rough and tumble, kind of the underdog kind of thing, and the Yankees are like, ooh, big in my britches. I'm a New York Yankee, 27 rings, yada, yada, yada. So it becomes like a personal thing. We mentioned it last episode. Like, this is a premier social event in New York, and like you could just feel it in the ballpark. Both games, getting off the subway yesterday, like 5:30, 5:25, and it was packed, jammed up car the whole way here. Line to get in early. Same thing today.
Yeah, I mean, today.
Yesterday when you guys were listening to
I got to the stadium a little bit earlier than you because you have a real job.
Yeah.
YouTube, can do whatever I want. But, I mean, even going home on the train, obviously we're not doing it now because we're recording this, but the subway last night, I left relatively later than most people, like maybe 20, 30 minutes after the actual game had ended. And the subways were packed still, because that's how many people were here. There was guys selling beers on the subway. People were screaming and shouting and chanting and blasting music. Like, it was so much fun to be a part of this. I know some people have had different subway experiences, but this feeling as a Mets fan right now is pretty awesome, especially for what is relatively a meaningless game. But like,
yeah, relatively. But it's still like, pull the Subway Series out of it, pull the Yankee part out of it. This is still one of the better teams in the league playing another one of the better teams in the league. When you can do that and go up against them and like play 9 innings of good baseball, good defense, good at bats, most good pitching, like, and you can take a team like that right to the edge and find a way to win both games against what no one can say is not a really talented team. Like, that is a really good feeling, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I mean, most baseball fans, I think, would agree that the Yankees were the best team in baseball probably coming into this. Maybe you pick the Dodgers.
Maybe coming into the All-Star break.
Yeah, maybe coming into the All-Star break, but one of the two best, and the Mets are kind of like that third team maybe on some power rankings.
Probably third, because Dodgers, Astros.
Okay.
And Yankees proved in the last couple of weeks they're worse than the Astros.
I guess that's fair, yeah, because they can't beat the Astros.
The Mets did the same thing.
Yeah, but you know who beat the Yankees as well?
Who?
those New York Mets.
Yes, we did.
The Mets beat the Yankees 2-0 on the year. Mets run New York. The Empire State Building will be orange and blue. I suggest you take some pictures because it's going to look great.
Oh, it was beautiful last night.
You got to light it navy blue and white? Like, what is that even going to look like?
I don't
Are the
think
lights?
that doesn't work.
You got to have navy blue lights? Blue and orange. Those are real colors right there. The Empire State Building.
When I was coming home on Tuesday night and I saw the Empire State Building blue and orange, I was like, that's it. That's what it is.
That's how you know it's the Mets City right now. I mean, wow. Like, all right. Enough of us hyperbolizing a little bit. And
Pontificating.
Look at these fancy. I don't think mine really actually makes sense in the.
No, I mean, we're not hyperbolizing because everything we're saying is true. We're
It
not
is true.
exaggerating.
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
real
true.
stuff.
That
this
is
is
true.
real. The Mets just beat the Yankees for 2 games, and we feel great about it.
Feel great about it, especially because when we're talking about Game 1, it started off not great.
No, and you could feel the Yankee fans getting their Yankee way when Aaron Judge hits a home run and then Anthony Rizzo hits one back-to-back of Taijuan Walker. People are screaming, flexing, pulling out the chains.
You know what's so funny to me is that if you're on Twitter, we're both very active on there. You should follow both of us, Giraffe Neck, Mark, James Schiano. You would see Yankee fans trash-talking Mets fans for saying, this is your guys' World Series. This is what you guys live for. And then as soon as the Yankees get a lead, they start acting like it's their World Series. So it's very funny to see the hypocrisy in these Yankee fans pretending like they don't care, but that's only when they lose. Because once they start to get a lead, this matters just as much as their 27 rings, you know?
100%, even possibly more, because it's happening right now, bro. Like, you can't beat us. We own this
Tough
city.
guys.
Yeah, literally. And just, the other funny thing that just feels like a long time ago, I feel like we say this every episode now, but when this game started on Tuesday, Mark and I looked at each other and we were like, oh, these balls are in play tonight.
Yes.
These balls are in play tonight, especially when that Anthony Rizzo home run went out. It's like that's not a ball that goes out. And it's really not a ball that goes out. That was Anthony Rizzo's first opposite field home run of the whole year and only his 4th in his last 1,200 plate appearances dating back to 2020.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of Anthony Rizzo, he's basically a Deadpool hitter.
Yeah, literally. And that was only the 5th opposite field home run this whole year between Anthony Rizzo hit the ball 103 miles an hour with a 22-degree launch angle. Only the 5th opposite field home run all year with an exit velocity between 103 and 104 and a launch angle between 22 and 23. 4 of those 5 came in July, and literally 2 came on Tuesday because Ryan McMahon hit one exactly the same.
Which is crazy.
We had the special balls. These were national games. All eyes were on the Subway Series here, and it was fun to start out that way.
Yeah, a little juice in the baseballs, and the Mets felt it too because after going down 2-0, they answered back immediately, which is something that this Mets team I think has been really good at.
And this moment I think changed the entire complexion of the series because from the end of this first inning on Tuesday, the Mets did not trail the Yankees.
No, they literally took the lead and did not relinquish it once. I mean, they were technically tied.
They were tied. That's why I said they didn't trail. You said didn't relinquish it.
They
did relinquish it.
They did relinquish it.
But they didn't trail.
Okay, that's good. You're the English guy over here. I make YouTube videos.
English.
Yeah,
I'm American.
Historian over here.
True. But Mets got up in that first inning because Jordan Montgomery, he was a good pitcher. He's a pitcher I thought would give the Mets fits. Yeah, because he's a big lefty with a hook, something the Mets have struggled with time and time again. Brandon Nimmo didn't get on or get a hit, but he set the tone with, I believe, was an 8-pitch at-bat.
Yeah, he
made
got
Monty work.
down 0-2 as well, which was
moment.
kind of the story in the first inning, too, is that Montgomery was able to get ahead on these Mets hitters, but they just scrapped their way back into getting in advantageous situations.
Starling Marte with his 10th home run of the year, a rocket to get the Citi Field crowd back in the game when we were losing 2-0 and things felt kind of grim for a moment. 10th home run of the year, 5 of which have come in the first inning.
The dude's a spark plug.
And the first Mets outfielder that have 10 home runs and 10 steals since Curtis Granderson, 2015, Yankee Met, stat by John.
And you also know what happened in 2015.
Yeah, that's true. The Mets actually went to the World Series in 2015.
In case you guys don't remember that.
More recently than the Yankees have won a pennant as well.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, they haven't done one in quite some time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's neither here or there,
No,
right? Yeah,
so
we're not
whatever.
talking about the past.
And
Yankees.
Lindor got a double. Pete smoked a double that was hit ridiculously hard. And then the hero of this series, his signature Mets week,
Unbelievable.
Eduardo Escobar, two-run home run, 4-run first inning off Montgomery, put that guy out of our sights early, and we're cruising.
Like you said, set the tone. One of the big things that ended up being really important in the series was bullpen management. And you saw it early with the Yankees, yanking Montgomery early in this game. And as much as the bullpen did kind of hold it down for them in Game 1, you could see the effect that it had later on in the series in Game 2, especially towards the end of the game.
Absolutely, and now we're jumping around a little bit, but eventually the Mets did win Game 2 because they were facing Wandy Peralta. Not because they're facing Wandy Peralta, but they got the hit off to win off Wandy Peralta. He was the only Yankee reliever, if my memory serves me correctly in this moment, who pitched twice.
I believe so, yeah.
Which is a little bit bizarre with the array of options they had back there for him to be the only one.
Just shows the lack of confidence that they have in that big left-handed arm, Aroldis Chapman. What a shell of himself he is.
How bizarre was it seeing him in the 6th inning of a game the Yankees were losing?
Yeah,
a low-leverage situation, as low leverage as it gets.
I mean, I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
that's
really
wonderful.
like to see Aroldis Chapman struggle.
I enjoyed winning this week's estimate, sending Mark into, I believe, a 3-0 or a 4-0 hole.
Yeah, I'm deep down there. I'm down, I believe, 3-0 at an absolute minimum, trying to dig my way out. But you know what? Just like the Mets, I'm scrappy, I'm resilient, and I will make a comeback.
Do you know who else is scrappy and resilient?
Who would that be?
Taijuan Walker.
That guy he's a bulldog. We
I
said it
want to
last
shout
year.
out Taijuan Walker because after that first inning, there's a good chance for a pitcher, any pitcher, to unravel. When
Yeah.
Aaron Judge hits a bomb off you, Anthony
crushed.
Rizzo hits a cheapie, the crowd, the place is going crazy. There's a palpable energy in the room, and you're suddenly losing in a game that everyone kind of felt the magnitude of. But he only allowed 1 earned run after that first inning. He got out of trouble in the second with a very nice pickoff move of Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
So sick at pickoffs, by the
And
way.
we mentioned that all the time, how
Like-
good he is at pickoffs.
The right-handed pickoff move is something that has gone by the wayside. Just pickoffs in general. It's an art. I mean, you always think of the great pickoff guys as being lefties. Not to mention a Yankee, but Andy Pettitte probably being the best one there ever is. And Taijuan Walker literally just continues to get guys, it seems like every single game.
John just told us, live stat by John. His 4 pickoffs this year are the most of any right-handed pitcher in baseball.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Best right-handed pickoff move in the league.
I mean, he's so quick with
And he missed
it.
a month.
Yeah, he missed a month. Oh my God, he missed a month and he has the most pickoffs. He does it so well, and he picks the situation so well too. It's always like he gets it when he needs it, and it does really change the whole flow of that inning.
And if you're a guy like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa who doesn't have that much power and has had an up and down season playing shortstop for the Yankees, you can't get picked off first.
There.
What are you doing here?
It brought a smile to my face. As much as I have no animosity towards IKF, because I think the guy's a nice dude.
He's a grinder too.
Yeah, he's a grinder. Gotta respect the small guys.
Did we meet his girlfriend or wife
We did.
last year at the Rangers game? Yeah,
Yeah.
nice moment.
Nice guy, but congratulations, you got picked off. Thank you.
And there were other couple testy moments here where Taijuan got into trouble. I think back to the long fly ball Anthony Rizzo hit in the 4th inning that made every Mets fan's heart drop, their stomach fall, because it went to the wall, and you saw what was going on early. You thought maybe, I don't know. But it happened. Got out of it. And then he found a way to throw 2 innings after that to complete 6 innings for his 9th straight start. Longest streak of Taijuan Walker's career. Final line read 6 innings, 3 earned. Quality start. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Oddly enough, this is something we talked about at the beginning of this game. And actually, your dad was texting us that when he was giving up these home runs in the first inning, for some reason, Taijuan was pounding the fast stuff. Sinkers, cutters, 4-seam fastballs. Threw 10 of those in the first inning compared to only 2 split changes. The rest of the game, he threw all 4 of those pitches, 3 of those pitches, the fastball, the sinker, and the cutter 36 times, and the split change 34 times.
Yeah.
The highest percentage of split changes thrown in Taijuan Walker's entire career, Tuesday night, and they're at 36% usage rate, and the pitch was incredible. He had a big strikeout of Aaron Judge on it. He had
Huge.
another one, I believe, of Matt Carpenter. He was throwing at higher velocity, which I didn't really notice at the field. Saw it later when I was going back over the notes. But got multiple whiffs on it. Again, mentioned that Judge one. Amazing. He's a bulldog.
No, he's
grinded through.
Such a bulldog.
And retired the last 7 batters faced.
Yep. I mean, like that split change just completely changed the outlook on Taijuan Walker. There's no doubt about it. He's just been so crucial for this rotation. And to go up against the big bad Yankees offense that, what are they going to do? They hit so many home runs. Yeah, it's because they play in a little league stadium. I'm going to say it. It took us, I don't know, how long are we in here, John? How many minutes before I mentioned that?
I would say about 12.
Okay, yeah, 12 minutes for me to bring up the Little League Stadium, but I had to.
It only took Gary Cohen, I think, 3 innings on Tuesday to bring it up.
I mean, we're both ornery Mets fans at times, I believe. And
in our hearts, that's what we still are.
that is like one of my favorite things to just drop because it's so irrelevant. Like both teams get to play in there, but you say Little League Stadium to a Yankee fan, it's just like their blood boils and they're like, both teams get to hit there. Like they get so mad, and there's really not anything that I enjoy more than winding up a Yankee fan. For those of you who know me from my YouTube days.
In the Yankees days, you're done? You're
No,
former
no, I'm
YouTuber?
not done. I'm saying,
My
you know,
YouTube days, that's
deep
like a past tense.
Deep cuts, because I've calmed down on the Yankee trolling a little bit as the Mets are now good and the best team in New York. I
course.
mean, we talk about the good stuff here, but I gotta take my jabs when I can.
I think now the Mets record, they're like 8-2 in the last 10 against the Yankees, something strange like that.
I mean, they've at least won 3 straight.
John's got us.
7-2 in the last 9 games, which is dominance.
That is dominance.
Dominance.
7-2 in the last 9 against the Yankees. And something the opposite of what happened to Jordan Montgomery. We talked about Taijuan going 6 innings. That created this wonderful opportunity for the Mets to create a bridge to the end of this game. And that started with Adam Ottavino, who came in for the 7th, got through it, started the 8th. Edwin wound up coming in, but Ottavino got out of it giving up, I believe, no runs. Maybe it was one. No runs, right?
Yeah,
Not one run. No runs.
He was great.
Down to a 0.94 earned run average over his last 28 appearances.
But like we talk about this, and this was one of the guys that both of us circled, and we said we want to be a Met. Was Adam Ottavino.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the peripherals sometimes can look a little rough because he will have that one blow up inning a year. But he's
also a reliever, small sample.
He is a small sample, but man, I don't know. He puts on a live by Kid Cudi and something happens. The dude just gets into his zone. He's walking around barefoot in the outfield before the game.
He's locked in.
Getting one with the field against his former team who traded him away to Boston.
No hat.
No hat. The dude's in the zone. I mean, he has just been... Edwin Diaz has been the best reliever, obviously, on this team all year. But Adam Ottavino... Yeah, in baseball. I forgot.
Yeah.
Best in baseball.
Make that distinction.
Of course. But Adam Ottavino, this bullpen is different with him right now.
It's also just very welcome that as Trevor May got injured, Drew Smith was hot and cold, Seth Lugo's been hot and cold, he has taken the setup role and he's run with it and he's become as dominant as he's ever been, literally.
It's good to see him on this side of New York, the right side.
Absolutely.
The winning side.
Yes, and we mentioned before, Edwin came in during that 8th inning with a couple men on, struck out Joey Gallo on 5 pitches. I thought it'd be 3, wound up being 5. That was a mean joke. I
Listen,
shouldn't have said that.
It is. It's 11:15.
I feel for Joey Gallo, truthfully.
Yeah, oh, poor Joey Gallo.
I know, the Yankee fans, they're really doing it. The Yankees fans have proven to be so toxic that they're actively ruining an all-star's career.
Like, I've never been one to like booing of players and stuff like that, and I get it. Like, sometimes it's going to happen. But the Yankee fans seem like they want Joey Gallo to fail, and that's crazy to me.
It's sad. It's very awful because Joey Gallo in his career has been a great player, and the Yankees gave up kind of a haul to get him last deadline.
Yeah, no big names, but
4 major leaguers.
Yeah, I know you love the major league players.
Guys get to the major leagues. You're performing. You're active for a team. I kind of like Ezekiel Duran too. He's a player. Glenn Otto has a little bit of stuff.
There's a chance that those guys have all performed to have more value offensively this year than Joey Gallo for the Yankees.
I think each one individually has more value than
Josh
Joey Gallo.
Smith is the close one, and maybe not Glenn Otto who pitches.
No, who's the 4th guy in that deal? Who's
Trevor Hauver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the minors. We don't worry about him. But yeah,
Yeah,
Gallo struggled, and a lot of people around the park were a little ornery because they're like, you pinch hit Gallo? This is the guy you go to? And honestly, there were some situations in this game where Aaron Boone kind of didn't make the right decision. One of them being, I'm going to jump ahead here, but one of those big moments was that big RBI that Jeff McNeil got late in the game when it was a 3-1 count with a base open, and he told Albert Abreu, basically just throw it in there. Go after him. And he said, like, be smart or something like that. And Abreu grooved a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to McNeil, who had been in a slump. I think he was 0 for his last 19. 18, whatever it is. And he smacked it to left field, got the run in, and that ended up being a huge run. Any extra runs you can get late in the game is always awesome. And for Jeff McNeil to get a little bit off the schneid, hitting the baseball a little bit better. I'm sure he's a little tired. He is a newborn.
Of course. And the All-Star weekend, so that's a heavy week.
It's been a busy 2 weeks for Jeff McNeil between.
Almost as busy as it gets. It's supposed to be as least busy as it gets.
I think he's more busy than me, moving, going to Atlantic City, the card show.
A kid?
Yeah, okay. All right.
A kid and traveling cross country? You got neither.
Yeah.
There you go. But Johnny Stats also giving us a great one here. Jeff McNeil's the highest batting average in Subway Series history in a minimum of 50 at-bats. Do you have the number for us?
It was 381 entering tonight. I could pull the other right now. Give me one second.
So it might not be the highest anymore.
No, it still is. Derek Jeter was second at 364.
Oh, the captain?
That guy had no range.
Yeah, that guy Jeter saw. Actually, you know what? He did fall.
No.
Live, terrible breaking news on the pod. Jeff McNeil still ahead of Scott Brocious.
Okay, thank God.
So we've got that going for us. But yes.
Wow, so 2 former Yankee great third basemen.
A nice infield you could build there with those 3.
Yeah. I guess Jeter played first, Scott would play third.
Probably put Jeter at first
that probably
base.
makes the most sense possible.
McNeil would probably have better range at shortstop. That dude, by the way,
zing.
between second base and left field, his defensive value has been so good for the team this year.
Positive OA at both positions. And also, he made a spectacular play at second base earlier.
Oh
I think
my
an inning
God.
before, I think it was still Ottavino on the mound. One of the better infield plays we've seen from a Met this year.
I didn't know Jeff McNeil could move like that.
He literally went full flying squirrel, had the legs flailed and the arm underneath the shoulder and just spun it in.
Great picture online if you guys follow the Mets Up Instagram. We'll post it on there.
Yeah, I'll
for
post
you
it
guys.
tomorrow. It's shots from the Subway Series. We'll go and get it and we'll grab a couple.
Yeah, along with.
This was it, guys. Edwin Diaz wound up shutting it down, 4-out save with 4 strikeouts.
Got a little dicey.
Weird player just dropped the ball. That was bizarre.
Yeah.
We were kind of freaking out a little bit, but Edwin Diaz, Taijuan Walker, Adam Ottavino, and the meat of the Mets order. Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso in this game had 7 hits and 5 runs at the 2, 3, and 4 spots.
And this is why we were all sitting in the owner's box, which is a beautiful view behind home plate. Very nice.
Yeah, and owner's box.
And
it's not the owner's box.
It's one of the.
It's not the.
One of the boxes. What a view. Not a bad view.
Oh, fantastic view.
Perks of doing the podcast.
Great, very comfortable chairs in there, too.
Great chairs.
Really cool design feature. They have desk chairs in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Love
it was
a good
very
desk
comfortable.
chair.
We were high-fiving Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Which was really cool, as Shawshank Redemption is my favorite movie of all time.
Chaz Palminteri, who's
Yep.
Bronx Tale, one of my favorite movies of all time, too. Just being like, oh, holy crap.
Yeah, shooting it with
rubbing shoulders.
Rubbing shoulders. I like that a little bit better than my expletive because, I have to sneak in a curse every once in a while.
Oh, my God. But this was a great game, and this almost left us with what felt like a little bit of, I don't even know. There was a weird lull in the stadium before Game 2.
Definitely.
The high coming off Game 1 was sick, and the Mets kind of have this feeling where you win Game 1, you got Max Scherzer in Game 2 on his birthday, no less.
Yeah.
You're in the catbird seat. The Mets were, I believe, minus 190 favorites in this game against the Yankees. The Yankees team that has 66 wins or something like that.
Those big bad Yankees.
Big bad Yankees, but you know what? Got them again. They started off with Pete Alonso jumping on a hanging Domingo Germán curveball in the second inning. Bang, 132nd career home run for Pete. Tied Michael Conforto for 7th all time. Pete Alonso in 2019, 2020, 2021.
Short 2020.
Short 2020. Basically only 3 full seasons right now, games-wise. Has the 7th most home runs of any Met ever.
It's pretty good.
Says as much about the Mets' history as it does about Pete Alonso.
10 for 16 in the homestand. I mean, this dude just continues to rake. He was in a little bit of a cold spell, remember?
I think the home run derby might have gotten him going again.
And that's what I told you. I said,
you
I
go.
can't wait for the home run derby because Pete, it looked like he was maybe stuck in between. Do I want to just get a hit or should I try to hit for some power? And it seems like he's found that power stroke again, which is great. And just that lineup moves so well when Pete Alonso is pushing the train along the tracks.
Absolutely. And this lineup moved a lot better today with Daniel Vogelback.
Bringing sexy back.
In the middle of it. He got on base a few times, one of those times coming in the 3rd inning, an inning that ended up culminating. Oh, it might have been 4th inning, actually. I might be jumping around here. But whatever. Francisco Lindor tacked on an insurance run, RBI single, driving in Tomas Nido, who hit a double.
Yeah.
Great series from Tomas.
Great series.
He
also threw out Anthony Rizzo in that Game 1, which was a big throw-out.
That was a big throw.
Not a knee throw.
A weird double steal.
Yeah.
The Mets let Judge steal 2 bases.
Well, Ottavino doesn't hold out runners well. That's one thing.
That's a reliever
but
thing.
When you don't let on guys, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and we're up 2-0, and you look on the mound and you see a dude with 2 different colored eyes, and you know it's time to be scared because Max Scherzer was freaking dealing.
Unreal.
Oh my God! Wound up 7 innings, only 5 hits that were scattered, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Interestingly enough, 3 of those strikeouts came against one player. Do you know who it was?
The MVP of the league, right?
Shohei Ohtani?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. No, Aaron Judge. My bad.
The guy who's the second place MVP.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. They were chanting MVP when Shohei Ohtani plays in the same league.
It's bizarre.
And
he's in Anaheim.
I don't know about you, but usually MVP shows up in a big game.
Usually, I would think so. Especially if you want to win the MVP and you're facing one of the better pitchers in baseball. I hope you don't strike out 3 times.
He also got out with the winning run on base.
I know.
In the 9th inning.
Yeah, he did do that.
Tough game for him.
Anything else he screwed up tonight?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I just an offer with a couple strikeouts in big moments too.
Yes, a couple big moments. He had a big strikeout to end. What inning was that? I have it in the notes here. End the 7th with 1st and 3rd.
Dude, this game even feels like it was a year ago. The amount of chaos that ensued at the end of this game. It makes everything else at the beginning almost feel irrelevant.
Yeah.
But I mean,
basically everything that happened while Scherzer was in the game didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Essentially. At all.
It was 0-0 basically once he left.
I want to highlight the strikeout Judge to end the 7th because, again, it was a situation where the tying runs were on base, go-ahead run to play in Aaron Judge, if you don't remember. Oh.
Real quick, guys, just to kind of add a little salt to that wound, Aaron Judge tonight, or on Wednesday night, swung and missed a season-high 7 times.
Wow.
No other team had induced 7 whiffs from Aaron Judge until tonight.
This is great.
I love this.
You want to know another funny one about this strikeout? Max Scherzer got a swing strike with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. His fastest pitch of the night, also the only whiff he got with that 4-seam fastball of the night.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, the 97 late in the game like that, especially when it felt like maybe he was getting a little tired.
Yeah.
He's got that dog in him.
Getting some guys on base, yeah, but he does have the dog in him, of course. And Scherzer struck out Judge 3 times tonight, as now we've said 4 times, 5 times.
Wait, how many times did he strike him out?
Scherzer struck Aaron Judge out 3 times tonight.
So Aaron Judge struck out 3 times against Max Scherzer in a big game in big moments.
Yeah, also got to highlight Max Scherzer slider, one of the best pitches in baseball. 10 whiffs on 14 swings. It's over 70% whiff rate. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's just so good. We mentioned it was Max Scherzer's birthday, 38th birthday. Lowered his birthday ERA to 0.82.
I mean,
Which is 5 career starts. Even having 5 career starts on your birthday is kind of like statistical anomaly.
yeah, I mean, I guess he's played like 15 years-ish.
Only been good for like 12.
Yeah, only good for 12.
Maybe 11.
Only dominant for 12 years. Only won 3 Cy Young awards.
Also, Max Scherzer 1.39 ERA since returning from the IL. He also just been doing this thing most of these starts where he just doesn't give up base runners the first 2 innings.
Yeah.
Which is really nice to like grease the wheels to get to 7. I know that happened in the start last Friday.
I didn't say anything this time, guys.
No, yeah, Mark Scherzer up last
I
week.
learned. I know
The
the
Cubs game
power.
he started off hot too. The Reds game he started off hot. It's freaking awesome. 45 strikeouts and 4 walks as well in the 5 starts since coming off the IL.
There's just something about playing on your birthday. Granted, me and you never played baseball on our birthdays because we are winter boys, January 15th here.
Played in-town basketball on my birthday once.
Yeah, I played travel basketball as well.
That sounds wonderful.
And it was, you always just perform better on your birthday, I feel like. There's like a different power. The coach runs a play for you.
Like beer pong? You play better beer pong on your birthday?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, January 15th. You don't miss any cups.
Oh my God. Also, John, is this the runner scoring position since he came back or the whole year?
That is since he returned from the injured list.
Even another one since Max came back. Held opponents to 3 for 22 with runners in scoring position since coming back from the injured list. 136 average.
And if you're talking to Yankee fans, you'd hear them complain because that's what they do. They're like, "Oh, we hit the ball so hard. You guys got
Did.
so lucky."
Oh my God.
I mean,
Real
it's-
ballpark, though.
Yeah, it's a real ballpark.
big.
We're not playing with 210 feet walls in right field.
Real infield defenders. Eduardo Escobar made a nice play. Francisco Lindor caught a screamer.
Real outfielders.
Yeah.
Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, Mark
Yeah.
Canha play a great
Marte
outfield.
made a great sliding play
Did.
in a dead sprint, too. That was an awesome play.
I mean, you could say that you hit the ball hard, but what did it amount to? I mean, usually when you hit the ball hard, you score runs.
Yankees fans, they seem like a real big ex-WOBA fan base.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going.
They care a lot about their expected stats. They had great expected stats in this one.
Which is also funny because a lot of their home runs would have low expected stats, actually.
of course,
because they sneak
yeah,
over that
in a
210
small
foot
park.
wall.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they do.
You guys see what I like to do here. I like to take any shot I can.
I have to address the elephant in the room first, though.
Okay,
Because
fine.
I've been talking about David Peterson in the bullpen for a couple weeks now. David Peterson now 2 bullpen outings in a row. Has not been good.
That being said, I'll come to his defense here. I think.
I was still going to defend him. I was just
Of
going to
course,
point it out.
yeah. I think that there is a learning curve from a guy who's probably been for his entire life
Yes.
a starter. Because, I
Yes.
don't know, he's a first-round pick. I'm sure nobody ever told David Peterson, why don't you pitch less? Why don't you pitch a few less innings? I mean, the guy has been really good this year. I don't think this outing is going to define the season that David Peterson has or the pitcher that he's going to be the rest
Yeah.
of the year. But it's definitely worth noting that it was interesting. Also, tough situation.
I mean, tough situation also because this happened on, I believe it was Saturday, and he looked a little bit uncomfortable coming out of the bullpen. So then and also a big part of this is that Adam Ottavino and Edwin Diaz each threw multiple innings on Tuesday night. So there's a good chance they weren't available. I'm sure Edwin may have found a way to come in this game if the Mets took a lead.
If they needed it, yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of probably looked at a guy like Peterson here and was like, if you have your stuff, you can finish this game. And when he looked uncomfortable on Saturday and then he immediately walks the leadoff man, Anthony Rizzo, the lefty, he was basically brought in to get out.
Yeah.
In the 8th inning on Wednesday, you're suddenly not feeling that comfortable. Gleyber Torres gets a fastball, sends it out. Nice opposite field shot. That was not a cheapie. That was a real home run.
Gleyber had a good 8th.
Yeah, Gleyber had a good 8th. Gleyber's a good ball player. You can't really take that away from him. And
Well,
then, of course,
I mean, he didn't win any games this.
No, he did not win any games yet this week.
Yeah.
So we can't take that away from him.
Yeah, we can't take that away
Yeah.
from him.
And then, of course, after that, Peterson clears his head, strikes out Matt Carpenter, I think on 3 pitches.
Yeah, I was like
I
1,
know.
2.
We'll see you
We
later.
literally, I think we were still getting over the home run,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, like, oh, there's an out.
Yeah, which is whatever. And then Lugo came in, cleaned it up, and he was awesome.
was sick.
This felt like old Lugo. He was throwing 97.
2 respect points. No, 3 respect points.
I'm giving him 4.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
giving him
going
4
for-
respect points
I'm going-
to Seth Lugo.
Yeah, 3 respect points for me for
But
Seth Lugo.
Curve was curving, the slide was sliding, the fastball was 97. Like, this is the Seth Lugo that we all know. This is Seth Lugo we've grown to know over the last few years. And it was really nice to see him return.
Threw a 92-mile-an-hour slider. I can't remember.
He was sitting 97 with the fastball.
Like, that is the difference between the nasty Seth Lugo and the Seth Lugo that we've seen at times this year.
And he got through 2 of these innings to get us a situation, win the game. Before that 9th inning happened, though, the Mets did rally in the 8th.
Yeah.
Off of, this was Clay Holmes, right?
This was Clay Holmes, who
If Mets fans didn't know Clay Holmes, he's pretty unbelievable.
I won't slander him. I
No,
won't
you
slander
can't
him.
slander him.
Yeah,
He's like one of the best relievers in
that
baseball. He only throws 1 pitch.
Yeah, he only throws 1 pitch, and he knows where it's going every single time. And you saw it in this inning.
Lives
where
in the shadows.
He
Born in the
I
shadows.
was born in the shadows.
That was a bad Bane.
That's Bane. That was great.
It was okay. That was not a good Bane.
The hands on the mouth.
That was actually good. That
I was born in the shadows.
was actually significantly
That was
better.
pretty good.
That was good. That was good. Shout out Tom Hardy. But Vogelback, why do we like Daniel Vogelback, Mark?
The guy gets on base.
I mean, 3 times tonight.
And he's a fun little player. I don't know what the nickname's going to be for Dan
Is little
Vogelbach.
is little the proper word?
No, he's
He's a fun player.
He's little in height. I think he's about normal average height,
5'10"?
but he's
He
definitely
might be about 6 foot nothing.
Yeah, he's a little bit wider. I mean, we had Big Sexy. Is he
Yeah.
bigger sexy? Can we call him that?
Bigger and sexier?
Bigger and sexier, Daniel Vogelbach. I mean, he has really, really good at bats, and against a guy like Clay Holmes, who is really tough. I was super impressed with how he handled him.
He did. He fought off a couple tough pitches. He took a couple really close ones, and he was really jacked up. He
Talk about making that line a move.
one of my friends sent a group chat after the game. Saw it. He said, Daniel Vogelbach pimps his balls.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He sees the balls like, yeah, all right, let's go.
He's
Let's get him in
feeling
there.
himself. Yeah, he has a little shoulder rub.
Got a runner scoring position, had a chance. Jeff hit a laser. That Gleyber
Laser.
Torres, a nice little pick. Look what I found kind of play. Great defensive shift on Jeff that the Yankees
Yes.
pulled out there. If nothing else, the Yankees got great numbers behind them.
Well,
Fantastic
not
numbers.
that great. They still lost both games.
Yeah,
to the
big
Mets.
number this series was 0 wins.
Yeah,
0 wins was the big number.
That's the big one that the Yankees are going to remember.
Oh my
They
god.
freaked out so badly they traded for Andrew Benintendi within minutes of the
Moments
game.
after the game. Moments.
Which if you ever thought about freaking out overreaction, they were like, this can't ever happen again. We need Andrew Benintendi because that was the missing piece.
I mean, a guy who gets on base.
Yeah,
Make some contact.
relatively speaking.
I hope he gives them a shot in Toronto.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good. That was good. Let's move on to the ninth. Let's move past that one. Let's talk about Eduardo Escobar, who at the start of this inning, I looked at James. They brought in Wandy Peralta, which big mistake to give Eduardo a chance to hit righty.
Some reason, again, the only Yankee reliever who pitched twice this series.
Lefty has not been his thing this year, but right-handed bat swinging. That was not good English.
Right-handed bat swinging.
Right-handed bat swinging. Eduardo has been so money this year, and I looked at you and I said, live bet a home run? And
Yeah,
I tried.
Mark
I tried
in.
my hardest.
Yeah.
And the ball goes in the air. I'm like, go! Put the bet through! It ended up being a double. Roped it. Hardest hit ball of the year for Eduardo. He really... 2 respect points for Eduardo Perez.
Yeah.
Eduardo Perez. Eduardo Perez was here. Eduardo Escobar. That's
Saw him, yeah.
you know what? 3 now because I messed up your name.
Eduardo Perez is a follower.
Yes.
Mets Up podcast.
Follower of both of us.
Yes.
Big guy. David Cohn gave David Cohn 2.
Yes. He asked us how the podcast was going. David Cohn.
Yeah, and then he
asked
said-
us how it was going.
And then he said, "Come see me tomorrow. Let's hang out."
I looked for him. Couldn't find him.
Couldn't find it. He's
Couldn't
a busy
find
man.
him. He is a busy man.
He had the
He's got a
national
lot-
broadcast.
He's got a lot to do. But that ball off Eduardo's bat, 111.5 miles an hour. Mark said hardest hit ball of the year. Hardest hit ball in this entire game. So all the Yankee fans were belly aching about hard hit balls. So Eduardo Escobar hit harder than any of them.
Hit it harder. Hit it harder. Maybe you'd
John,
get a hit.
what do you
Maybe
got?
you'd score runs.
And another quick note about Eduardo Escobar, that double was on the first pitch of that plate appearance. He's been sneakily really good when swinging at the first pitch and putting it in play this year, slashing 300, 317 on the slug, 600, 2 homers, 4 doubles, and a triple. So
Nice.
you turn him around, and then you throw him a fat one over the plate.
Here's a question.
What's up?
How could your batting average and your on base percentage be different on first pitch swings? Oh, errors? Just errors?
Yeah.
Errors affect on base percentage?
Errors and fielder's choice.
There it
Fielder's
goes.
choices.
Okay, there it is.
But didn't we talk about this too earlier in the year? We're like, we've noticed that when Eduardo is doing well, he's
Yeah.
jumping at the ball. When he's not doing well, he's seeing more pitches and,
And also,
walking, which is weird.
tell us we didn't predict this, guys, but Eduardo Escobar drew all those walks in April.
Yeah.
Those are gone.
That's fine. Swing it like this right-handed. I don't care about you getting on base when you're swinging the bat, as
No.
Eduardo Escobar was. This series led to a beautiful, beautiful Tomas Nido sack bunt. Which
Got
is
nervous after the first try. Got a little nervous.
Little nervous,
Got a little
but
nervous.
you know what?
Salt him a little bit.
Tomas Nido, what is he, like the best bunter in baseball, possibly?
Right now, he has 7 sack bunts. Only Victor Robles has more sack bunts this year than Tomas Nido.
Tomas Nido, man.
Little
That
things.
was
Little
big.
things.
Little things. That's
Little
what we need out
things.
of him. That's what we need of our catcher in the 9-hole. Tomas Nido to make a difference when
John.
he absolutely can.
I was just going to say, give a terrible joke that you need a guy like that in your lineup.
Oh, God, boo.
30 seconds, kill the mic.
Can
Kill
the
the
editor
mic.
can the editor put in booze and like throwing tomatoes or whatever at
That'd be
John
kinda
for that
funny.
one?
But you need that sack bunt's very important. And we've dubbed ourselves an anti-bunting podcast, but the numbers do tell you that
That's
when
Jewish.
when you only need 1 run and you can get a guy from second to third with just 1 out, it's very much in your favor. Drop the bunt down. Only time you should ever bunt, and
Yes.
that was the perfect time to do it. Really happy the Mets pulled it out. And then
We got the Nimmo
the
number.
number. Wandy Peralta couldn't make the play, and he was pissed. In that moment, he knew he had lost.
Yeah, that
Knew he had lost.
it was in that moment he knew and then you can fill in the rest there for the
Baseball images that preceded unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Wandy Peralta banged his hand on the grass.
laying there because of course the Yankees lost both games to the Mets in this
Yes,
series.
yeah.
Didn't win any games at Citi Field.
And they lost this game because Starling Marte hit a laser into left field. Walk off, ran around first base, airplane wings flying around. Pete, who was amping up the crowd, first guy who hopped over. The boys wanted this one, they got it.
Yeah, no, that was a huge moral victory, along with a really big victory for the Mets, beating one of the better teams in baseball, winning at home, taking the Subway Series, being the Kings of New York, showing everybody who's boss in this city. And it's just, it brings a smile to my face. Because again, this is a big pride game for sure.
Absolutely.
And especially as someone who likes to trash talk the Yankees as much as I do.
Premier social event in New York City.
It was awesome. The vibes were great. From pitch one, like we said, everybody was cheering loud. And I mean, what a great way to end the Subway Series, a walk-off. That's a real dagger.
Amazing, real dagger. This was Starling Marte's 11th walk-off hit since 2014, 2 more than any other player over that span. There's also a little bit of a Diamondbacks reunion with Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah.
Double down the line, Starling Marte bringing him in. One of my buddies was here tonight, Dalton. He's from Scottsdale, Arizona guy. He was rocking a Diamondbacks jersey in the crowd. Must have just confused the hell out of people. But hey, the Diamondbacks ended up winning the Mets the game. It was meant to be.
It was.
Mets' 9th walk-off win in franchise history over the Yankees. Second one I've been to, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, John with a nice little question for us here. A little peppered him in here. Can you name all of the Mets with a walk-off RBIs against the Yankees all time? So
Matt Franco, I know you're going to know that one.
That is correct, and we also know David
David
Wright.
Wright, of
David
course.
Wright.
And we have Starling Marte, so we're missing now 6 guys.
That's like impossible.
You want to go or you want me to go first?
I'll give one a shot. Ty Wigginton.
Not Ty Wing. I feel like I've talked about Ty Wing
Yeah.
with the Yankees
Pete Alonso.
so often. Pete Alonso, yes.
Ahmed
P.I.
Rosario. Ahmed Rosario.
Ahmed, yep.
Yes.
Piazza on there?
No Mike Piazza.
Oh, yeah, I guess Roger Clemens was too busy throwing at him.
Yeah.
Throwing bats at him because I thought it was the ball.
Gotta play a weird one now.
There's 4 more.
Ricardo Alfonso.
No Fonzie.
Robin Ventura.
No Robin Ventura.
Olerud.
No John Olerud.
Man, all right, just tell us. We're getting them
Wait,
all.
one more.
This is-
Agbayani.
No Hogbayani. All right, I'm going to go backwards. So, May 28th, 2013, the Mets send Mariano
Daniel-
Rivera off.
Daniel Murphy.
No, Murphy had the leadoff double in this inning. David Wright tied it, and then who drove David Wright in with the winning run?
Duther.
That's correct.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Good pull. Good pull.
July 3rd, 2011, here's a good one. Jason Bay.
Oh,
Wow,
God.
that wasn't getting that.
Yeah, those are the dark
He
days.
did
Saw a Jay Bruce jersey in the crowd tonight. Jay Bruce Blue Mets.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram. Threadheads. We're throwing all the weird
Oh,
jerseys
you
on
like,
there.
you like the threadheads? That's what we went with?
Yeah,
Threadheads?
we
Yeah,
took
we went
Threadheads.
with
One
Threadheads,
stock.
John.
We took Threadheads.
Good. All right, so the other 2, Shane Spencer,
Wow.
That's okay.
and then Luis Lopez, who I once met at Bob's back in like
How is that?
98.
How do you have a story about
Hold
Luis
on.
Lopez?
Two alliteration names to close that out.
Yeah, Shane Spencer,
Spencer
Luis.
Luis Lopez.
How, John? For those of you guys who don't know, we talk to John a lot when we're at the stadium.
John's a freak.
He's a stat freak, but he somehow has a connection to every single person that I've ever mentioned to him, and Luis Lopez. He had a story. You met him at Bob's, you said?
I met him at a Bob's. I think it was in Freehold, New Jersey.
Was it a signing, or you just bumped into Luis Lopez?
Nope. My dad and I were at Bob's. By the way, Central Jersey is a thing.
No.
And,
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't believe so.
I believe we grew up in Central Jersey.
North and South Jersey.
I don't know if
Depends.
that's
It
true.
depends if you say Taylor ham or pork roll.
I don't know.
There's no in between. No one says Taylor.
There's more nuance than
Taylor
that in
roll.
life. No way. We're not north. It's like 2 hours for us to get to the New York border up there.
That's not even true at all.
For us?
To get to the New York border from
Thruway 287?
from Westfield, it does
Yeah.
not take 2 hours. It's an hour flat.
An hour flat?
Hour flat.
Taking the over.
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
see.
that could be the next
That could be the next
estimate. We're renting a
estimate.
car.
And we're driving and we're finding out how we take
We're
that
getting
from
on
Westfield.
the Garden State Parkway to, 109 to 287?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, something like that.
I just drive it. Follow the GPS.
All right.
It'd be foolish to trust a map.
We're trusting maps. I'm talking about knowing routes.
Well, I was in Central Jersey, and I met Luis Lopez. My dad recognized him, and that was it. I was like, oh my God, I met a Met. And I think it was the first Met I ever met in my life.
Really?
No pun intended there, so.
That's like seriously
First
a
night I
name
met.
I've never heard of.
I did that at Leither, Sports Authority, also in Central Jersey.
I'll let her watch me take some BP at a place called DBAT in Union County.
Also Central Jersey.
Yeah, that's Central
No,
Jersey.
it's in North Jersey.
Also
but
Central
that's
Jersey.
North Jersey.
Wow.
But anyway,
All this stuff in Central
his
Jersey.
son Jack Leiter was doing practice in the back.
Oh, his
And
son Jack.
His son Jack, yeah. He then
I've
also.
heard of him.
He's okay. He's pretty good. He was a number 2 overall pick. He proceeded to then see me have an expletive-laden rant because the guy who was in the minors who was
Wait,
throwing
wasn't Jack one?
No, he was
No,
two.
he was two, yeah.
The guy who was in the minors who was throwing a live BP to us
Henry Davis.
threw up and in like 90-something, hit me in the hand. I thought I shattered my hand before the season.
Throw the bat down,
I threw
scream.
the bat through my helmet, started screaming. I wish I knew the guy's name because I'm sure he clearly didn't have much of a career. He couldn't throw to me. I was 16, so just a rant I had to go on here.
A couple other fun stats from this series. Mets held the Yankees to 0 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
Wait, The New York Yankees.
Yeah, no hits, run scoring position.
Well, that makes sense. They lost both games.
Yeah, I believe the Padres either had like 1 or 2 or a few hits, run scoring position last series. So this may be like this trend from the Mets pitchers bearing down.
I thought the Yankees had the MVP. He surely had to drive someone with runners in scoring position.
Shohei Ohtani plays for the Angels.
Oh, that's right. My bad. And the Aaron Judge guy, then he must have driven in someone.
No, actually none. He drove him himself the first inning of the first game. That wound up being irrelevant.
But then he struck out 3 times against
Max Scherzer. Once he's running scoring position. Yeah.
Short-term memory. I'm like
tough.
Dory from Finding Nemo.
And also, we're splitting this on the other side here. The Mets had 8 extra base hits in this series. Mark mentioned this before. 4 of those 8 came with 2 strikes.
Yep.
So as the Mets pitchers are bearing down, the Yankees pitchers can't put us away.
No, of course not.
That's a shame for them.
It's awful. Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Things you hate to see.
Yeah.
We got him, dude.
We got him. Let's have some fun with the Yankees again. I mean, I can't help
we're
myself.
already here.
I can't help myself. It's 11:45.
The train has left the station.
Yeah, we're taking Ubers home tonight.
Yeah, what's the other option?
The G train's not running for you.
No, it hasn't run in a month.
We're going to do the big 3. We've done this. We haven't done it since, I think, being in person with each other. John had taken a trip to another country, a foreign country.
Paisan John.
Yeah, Paisan John. Johnny Lennon's over here.
Johnny Lennon.
We're going to do the big 3.
Is that Lennon shirt again?
This is not a linen shirt, and I regretted it this morning when I was walking in my car. Yeah, it was a little hot, but I don't have the shirt you saw me in is the only linen I have.
John, it was a great shirt, though, I must say.
It was a great shirt for the veranda. It's a great shirt for the bay.
I appreciate that because I left the house. I asked my wife, I was like, is this a good idea to wear this to work? She said yes, and then she was like, and then I started kind of feeling a little self-conscious. But I got compliments throughout the day on it.
You rocked it well.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wear it again maybe one day.
With the Amalfi tan, of course, yeah. But we got to make fun of the Yankee fans here. So we're going to do the big 3 of typical things Yankee fans do, typical ways Yankee fans act, typical ways they look. We're going to stereotype some Yankee fans here. We're going to have some fun. Just a refresher, big 3. Are we each picking 1 or are we each picking 3?
Each picking 1.
Only 1 each?
1 each, and that's the big 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go last here for this.
You're going to go last?
I'm going to go last. I'm going to let you guys take it, because I just have I have a Google Doc full of these.
Okay, I got to think of one. Oh, my God.
John, you have one?
Oh, I've got a couple. I want to hear James first. I'll go second. Mark,
me on
you
the
can go
spot?
first.
James on the spot a little bit here. Think about it. We were around them all day
I know,
today.
but I'm trying to think of like which one sticks out the most, because we were around those 2 guys by like the right field corner. Those were typical Yankee fans.
Yeah, oh yeah.
These guys were like beefy and talking like this, complaining.
Saying, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
It's okay, bro. It's all good.
You see these guys, bro?
So I would say
Put me out there. I can hit.
big move for a typical Yankee fan, if they're not wearing a tank top, is wearing a shirt that's generally at least 1 size too small.
Yeah, it's fair.
They're trying like the Luke Voigt, busting out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a Yankee move.
Tight shirts.
Tight shirts.
John?
My big 3 entry for this is the Yankee fan who, in conversation or is calling sports talk radio, is trying to trade Miguel Andujar for a star every single time. It doesn't matter who the star player is. We're trading Miguel Andujar, and you're giving me your best player, and it's a fair deal. It works out for both sides. Everyone's going to be happy. It is always. They've been trying to do this literally since 2018.
You know what's funny? There's like a non-zero chance Miguel Andujar was traded for Andrew Benintendi.
That's actually a good point.
I don't think he was.
I'm going to look at this right now.
I don't think he
because
was.
There's a chance. There's definitely a chance.
I don't believe he was, but
No.
Oh my God.
and if he is, it's come full circle.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to send Andujar off on the Mets podcast to announce he's been traded. Mine.
You want to hear this? I'm actually not going to say it.
Yeah.
Look at that Michael Marino tweet.
Oh wow,
That's funny.
That's funny. Okay, shout Mike, good
Shout
guy. Mine's going to be. I thought you were going to the 27 rings thing. I really did. And
No Miguel Andujar in the trade. 3
We
pitchers.
can still put Miguel Andujar
Yes.
in our mock trades.
yes, he's still
Thank
around.
God. That Yankees just won the trade because he still can make mock trades.
To me, I mean, like I thought John was going to steal it. Thank goodness he didn't. It's bringing up 27 rings. How many rings, bro? How many of you guys won? I mean, it's shocking how badly Yankees fans live in the past for a team that loves to brag about how good they are in the future. Yet, by my watch,
I know the Yankees are going to win the what's it?
struggling with this one here.
Farm System World Series.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, best
Good-
minor
good for
minor
them.
league system in baseball.
Good for them. What about the real World Series? Been a while for the Yankees.
You know what else is funny that kind of perturbing about Yankees fans this series? So many Yankees fans wear these old school jerseys, the Gehrig, the Mantle, the Maggio, the Ruth,
Yeah.
and they have names on the back. Do these guys know anything about their team's theoretically storied history?
I'm normally like against gatekeeping things in baseball, but for the greats, like you mentioned, you can't put Ruth on the back of 3. Like, you
insane.
want to put Gleyber Torres' his last name? Okay, fine. You want to put Joey Gallo? I don't know why you're buying it, but go
I
ahead.
saw one. Garrick on a 4.
Yeah. Ruth on a 3.
Animal.
That's absolute animal. Like,
The
that's...
Yankees fans have one of the highest percentages of animal in the whole league. Truthfully, if we're putting a number on it,
You guys, this
probably
is something...
you're probably sitting between 20 and 30%.
This
depending
is
on the
saying
night.
that me and James drop to each other probably once every time that we're hanging out with each
Animal.
other, is that we're not animal.
No, it's a lot from Goodfellas.
Putting a name on the jersey is just, it's up there. I mean,
It's crazy.
you got-
Mantle? You're going to soil the jersey with a mantle on the back? Are you kidding me? Mickey Mantle roll over his grave if he saw a name on a jersey like that. It's the one on the front that matters, not the back.
If you're a real Yankee fan,
when they were real Yankee fans.
if you're a real Yankee fan, you're going to get the wool jersey,
yes,
and you're going to
sweat.
You're going to sweat it. You're going to get it nice and loose.
Pinstripes.
Pinstripes only, because the gray jersey is
Actually,
one of the
here's
worst.
actually a fun one. If you're a Yankee fan, I don't think you're actually allowed to wear pinstripes because you have not earned pinstripes.
You haven't earned those.
You haven't earned the pinstripes. You can't wear them as a fan. All Yankee fans should be wearing plain white jerseys with the emblem because you haven't earned them. You haven't even stepped on the field. You
Gotta
can't
earn your
pitch. You can't hit.
Yeah.
These guys can't hit.
Yankees didn't earn their stripes this series.
Absolutely not. They took him off everybody.
Yeah, they,
Except maybe Gleyber.
Gleyber had a
Gleyber had a
good
good
series.
series.
But the
Gleyber
Yankees
had a
did not, as they lost 2-0 to the Mets here.
Yes. And
Keep rubbing it in.
Not 2-0 in one game. They lost 2 separate games.
Yeah, that was a rough one for the Yankees, and a great series for the Mets. Feeling really, really good. We talked about the estimate earlier. We got to do our one for this episode. So, John, what are you dropping for us here? Because please help me out. Give me something I can get right one time.
I'm trying, Mark. I told you last episode I'm rooting for you. I don't
Chapman
want this to
threw-
be a total runaway.
I think there were 10 pitches.
He had the smoothest inning of his entire season. I couldn't believe it.
Man, I'm sitting in the control room when he comes in the game, and everyone's like, whatever, it's the 6th inning. This is very nondescript. And in my head, I'm thinking, how big this inning
We were
is.
doing the same thing.
Eyes
We
are glued.
We were hanging out in the box, and everyone was like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "No, we can need this. Is a big inning
You
for us."
don't even know.
I can't wear a tuxedo.
No, yes, you can.
I think you look sharp, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I look great. There's no doubt about it.
Patent leather shoes.
Yeah, I'm going to look fantastic, but I need a cold April day.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no rain.
No rain.
Hopefully no rain. Well, let's see if we can get you on the board here. Going to go with something different. We had done a little production meeting briefly before the show. I have a change here.
Okay.
So this is the question I posed for you guys. Chris Bassett facing off with Sandy Alcantara on Friday night down in Miami. Second time they'll face off in about a month. The last time they faced off, Chris struck out 9, and he also comes off a start where he matched a career high with 11 strikeouts on Saturday against the San Diego Padres. So, how many strikeouts will Chris Bassett have this Friday in Miami?
You want to go first? You want me to go
I
first?
think what's
You
more
went.
advantageous?
You went first last time, so I'll defer to you as the loser as well.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to split the difference and go 8. I'm going to go 8. I think that's a good number right there. That's probably where his line's going to be.
I'll go under 8.
I knew you were going to go under 8.
Of course.
James is an under man. When we were doing our bets this year, you love the under.
I do. The unders in baseball are great. Everyone loved betting overs. The unders always win.
Overs club.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. He managed to strike out 11 with only 10 whiffs, right? Right,
Yeah.
James? So you think that the whiffs will go up? That felt pretty low for Chris Bassett, especially with his 5-6 pitch mix.
It really depends if Joey Wendell's in the lineup. That's that's the big difference in this game, is because that could be a spot that could give you 3 extra strikeouts.
It depends.
Joey
Yeah,
Wendell's
if
not
he's
there.
saying no, is John Birdie's still not playing this
John
series,
Birdie's
right?
out, so we don't
Yeah,
have to
he's
worry
out.
about him. That's another guy.
That guy was not striking out.
That's 2 respect points.
Yeah, 2 respect points for Birdie for not playing.
Yes, we're not playing.
Only 2? I give him like 6.
Well, he's still a rat. But
Yes, but yeah, whatever. But John, let you know, first matchup of this series coming Friday night, 6:40 start time Friday. Everyone be aware, half hour early, 6:40
nice.
game.
I enjoy those.
Yes, Mets 4th time facing off against Sandy Alcantara this year. That stinks.
Yeah, I don't know
Him
how
versus Bassett.
we run into that.
And then Saturday, 6:10 game. I don't know where they pulled that one out
What
of.
are these times?
I don't know, but Carlos Carrasco versus Trevor Rogers.
Okay.
And then a Sunday matinee, 1:40, Taijuan Walker versus Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez coming off, I think, one of his best starts of the year on Tuesday.
And he looked sharp the last time against the Mets.
Yeah, he's
so.
a very good pitcher.
Did you see what the Marlins said? They said that you can call us about anybody not named Sandy Alcantara. So Pablo Lopez could be available.
I've been saying Pablo Lopez in trade rumors for weeks now.
I know.
Privately.
He'd be fun. He'd be a fun player to take
But
a
they're
look
definitely going to look for major league ready bats in exchange for that.
I don't
because
think
that's really
so.
what they need. I think so.
I don't know. I think they might be looking for, like, I don't advocate this trade by any means, but I think they're looking for, like, a Brett Beatty who is going to probably be, like, getting ready next year.
That's what I mean, but that's basically MLB ready bat.
Oh,
A guy
okay,
who
that's
can
what
play,
you
who can play like next year.
I thought you meant more of, like, a guy who's at the majors right
No,
now.
I mean like a guy who's you're gonna see in the major leagues in 12
Okay,
months. I think
yeah.
that's actually probably exactly what they want.
That makes me groan a little bit.
It makes me think.
We're thinking, man.
That's a thinking trade.
Yeah, I don't know. The Marlins again. We should handle them.
We should, but it's hard to go that down. Imagine think about how the Mets are coming off this series.
Day off is big.
Day off, but no, they're talking about like the atmosphere, the aura, playoff atmosphere, sold out crowd at Citi Field, people screaming for 4 hours straight, 2 days in a row, going down to 75 people playing you in Miami in a dim ballpark.
And the Mets fans show up though. The Mets fans do show up. Port St. Lucie is a quick drive over. So I mean, the Mets fans will be there and will be rowdy.
Getting into the Subway Series this week was what, like $200 after fees?
Yeah, it was very
$170.
expensive. I'm sure you could.
Look at the ticket prices for Miami: 12, 21, 16.
Those are
next week in Washington: 14, 14, 17.
What you guys don't know, it's right behind home plate actually.
Yeah, oh my
it's for the best seat in the house. No,
yeah.
I mean,
I just feel like there's gonna be an emotional high the Mets are gonna be coming off after the series. I'm kind of worried about facing potential Cy Young winner on Friday. Just like there's an opportunity to be flat there, which I'm not excited about.
Listen, this Mets team, they've been resilient, they've been scrappy. I said it earlier, they've been gritty. They got that dog in them. Sandy Alcantara is going to be a tough one, but I really do think they'll be fine for this entire
I
series.
think we've all said Sandy's name differently.
It's Alcantara.
I think it's Alcantara.
I don't think it's
a
Alcantara.
I'll literally pull up the pronunciation guide right now.
Okay, so when you look at Baseball Reference, it says all in all lowercase, then capital letters for K-O-N, and then Tara, I believe, which to me, that's Sandy Alcantara.
I call him Sandy Cheeks.
Sandy Cheeks. He's anything but cheeks. The dude is money.
Alcantara. That's how it's said. Alcon, all caps. T-A-R-A.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Alcantara.
So I was wrong.
Alcantara.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Sandy's the kind of guy that would correct me
Alcantara.
for being wrong? on
No
his name?
shot.
Probably not. I got some flack on that from last episode talking about it. Also because Ryan's one of my college buddies of the game today. Shout out Ryan, his brother Brendan.
Yeah, show
his
them
brother
out.
Brendan. You gotta keep your voice down, man. Ninth inning. Ninth inning of the tie game. We were just sitting like 5 across seats.
Yeah.
So we were like yelling across to have a conversation. Older gentleman turned around to Brendan and said, "Could you please quiet down?" And we were like, "Hey, it's the 9th inning of the Subway Series and we're tied." And then the guy that goes to humor me about it, he goes, "Well, you're yelling about rattlesnakes right now." Because my friend was wearing Diamondbacks.
It was a good comeback.
That was a good
But
comeback. It was funny.
It's like, come on, man. What if a home run gets hit right here? We're going to have some fun.
We got to lower the music in Citi Field.
We did get a walk-off, so it did get
It
loud.
got
for
really,
him.
really, really loud. But yeah, shout out Ryan, Brendan, and my guy Dalton from Mojo.
Awesome series for the Mets.
Amazing series for the Mets.
Awesome
Really, and just being in the ballpark both these days was so sick. All the fans going crazy, the atmosphere, the lights, the sounds, everything, the sights.
It was a good one. I was glad we were here. I was glad we were on the field. Our first official Subway Series as the official podcast hosts for the New York Mets here on the
Absolutely.
Mets Stuff Podcast. Any closing remarks here before we wrap it up?
Met some of the draft picks too. We can shout out the draft picks.
Let's shout them out. Shout out to, we met Jet last week.
Yes.
We met Jacob Reimer, who,
Yes.
weirdly enough, knew me. That was the weird thing. I
Draft pick Mark Viewer.
went up to him and said, "Congrats on getting picked." And he's like, "I watch all your videos." And I was like, "Well, that's weird," because, I mean, he looks like he's 12 years old. He looks like a baby.
literally.
He's
Well,
so
he is
young.
18.
Watched his stuff. The dude can hit. The dude can absolutely rake. He played
That-
shortstop in high school. Mets are putting him at third base.
Cool.
I like that. I like that a lot. Tells me he's a good athlete.
And the other guy we met, the outfielder, his name is missing me right now.
Nick Morabito.
Nick Morabito, yes.
Yes.
And Blake Tidwell's also there, but he was sitting away from us. We didn't want to bother.
Impressive mustache.
Yes, very impressive. Also impressive stature.
Large
for a young
man,
Yeah,
large
looks
man.
like he can really throw a fastball.
But I think that's a perfect place for us to wrap up this episode of the Mets Up Podcast, the official podcast of the New York Mets. If you are not following us on all our social media, at Mets Up on anything, you'll be able to find us there. And if you're trying to see the YouTube video, New York Mets YouTube channel, you'll be able to find us there. If you like what you're listening to, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Odyssey, whatever you got. Subscribe, download, like, rate, review. I don't know how much more I can plug that. Just keep doing it. We really do appreciate
The
it.
reviews are awesome. If we get some funny reviews, we will read them live on the show. So if you give us a 5-star review and you either crack a joke, maybe you could roast us. You could even roast John. I don't even care. You could do anything. Just if you give us a 5-star review and it makes us chuckle, gets our eye, we will read it.
Yeah, so get creative with that and follow us on our personal Twitters at DraftNickMark and
At James Shiano.
thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you after the Marlins series. Let's go Mets. Best city in New York. We run the city.
Best team in New York, not best city in New York. That's
Oh
redundant.
yeah, that was redundant.
Yeah.
I botched the outro.
Best team in New York.
Best team in New York.
Peace out, guys. See you next time.
Peace.
Get up, get up, get up.